What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junkdrummer TV, where I give my initial reactions, my hot takes, and my analysis on the drummers of today and yesterday, and maybe tomorrow if I stick around that long. I am a professional drum teacher and a gigging musician, and I have been for the last 20 years. Before we get into today's episode, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my students, Audrey, who just got first chair percussion all district. She was a 7th grader and got first chair out of 14 different middle schools. Congratulations, Miss Audrey. I know a lot of my students watch my videos. Hopefully she'll see this. Congratulations, I'm proud of you. Now go practice. Today's episode came from a commenter's suggestion. He told me that I should watch ExpertVillage drum lessons and left me a link. I hit that link and I watched about 15 seconds of it, and I thought this will be perfect for my lighter episode that I had planned on doing. I didn't know what ExpertVillage was, which is also very boomer of me. To the other day, I got my first OK Boomer comment. I'm pretty sure it was on the 21 Pilots episode, which that would make sense because lots and lots of young people watch that and they probably see me as a boomer. But I feel like I've arrived now that I've been called a boomer. But it's very boomer of me to not know what ExpertVillage was. I looked it up. ExpertVillage has actually become a meme. It was a very old YouTube channel. A lot of you watching already know what it is, but it was an old YouTube channel that gave you a chance to upload how-to videos, and a lot of them seem to be very bad. Again, it's become a saying, if someone gives you bad advice, if someone gives you bad advice, you say, hey, I just got ExpertVillaged. So when I started researching this, I saw that another drum channel had already done an ExpertVillage video, and I usually try to stay away from other channels' content, but this is just too good to pass up. The other guy who's done this is actually EMC Productions. You should check him out. He's amazing. He's actually in the, I don't know what his name is, but he's in the Marine Corps Commandant's own Drum and Bugle Corps. He was also a big DCI guy. He's amazing. He's hilarious. If you like this content, you'll love him as well. But I'm not really trying to step on your shit, brother, but I've been wanting to do a video that wasn't so serious, and this is going to be perfect. So what I've done is I searched for ExpertVillage drums, and I downloaded the most popular videos, the ones that had the most views, and then I kind of hit up a smattering of other ones, and we're going to just check them out today. Before we get into it, please like, comment, and share. Give me a double tap on the subscription and the notification bell. And also, I have a new PayPal donation option if you'd like to help support the channel. So, that being said, let's get into it.
So now we're going to keep this basic groove going.
This was the video that the commenter sent me. And this was the one where I was like, I've got to check this out.
And then use your free hand to move around the drum set and do a little painting.
As soon as he said a little painting, I knew that this was going to be my next comment.
Or you can even keep it between the bass and the hi-hat so you have both hands free.
Homeboy's sticks don't match. His drums are just set up awfully. Dude. Yeah, okay, I don't know what oh god, bad cymbals. Looks like one of those cheap AAs that has like, I don't know, like a necklace hanging from it. I guess that was his version of a sizzle cymbal. I don't know what. Oh man, I'm trying to be nice. I try to be positive because there's so much negativity on YouTube, but damn, homeboy.
So by keeping that steady rhythm or that pulse going.
He said by keeping that steady rhythm, that was not rhythm, nor was it steady.
Move all over the drum set.
You can
lose the feel. I can get it going again, but it all says gold, and it all insinuates that pulse that I have deep inside my soul.
Oh no, deep inside his soul, he has these things. Oh man, that was really bad. Next video. Okay, so the next video seems to be basic drum strokes, how to play open drum rolls. I don't know what an open drum roll is, but I guess we'll find out.
Now the open stroke roll is going to be achieved by playing really strong double beats. So each hand...
Every drum teacher looks just like this guy.
...is going to play 2 beats and before the other one.
Yeah, man, this guy's playing with good technique.
And really, the tempo
good left hand,
really
you know, drum corps traditional.
So those can all be notated the same way.
So not everything on ExpertVillage was cringy. This is good.
They'll just be defined by the tempo. But you're really going to want to have a strong double beat at whatever speed you're playing, even once you get to the faster tempos.
Yeah.
You're not really going to want to.
I mean, there's a little pulse in his double stroke, but I mean, he's a young cat. That stuff will get practiced out. Yeah, this guy knows what's up. This isn't bad. Yeah, he even has that, like, you know, that's very drum corps. As you get faster with your double strokes, you start bringing in more arm in there. Yeah, this is good.
Now, unlike buzz rolls, you're mainly going to want to stay in the center for most of these. Sometimes you'll play a open stroke roll at halfway for a little bit of a different sound, but very rarely at the edge. For the most part, open stroke rolls are played in the center of the drum.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true. In drum corps music, you're always going edge to center and then even center over to the side. That's good. That's good. ExpertVillage, you're not all bad. Next video. Okay, so this next video is called Bucket and Random Object Drumming, using random objects and environment in drumming. So this is going to be some, like, New York, like, playing on the street, bucket drummers, like the old Levi commercial.
To be any good drummer, you need to be able to incorporate anything around you into your drumming, the floors, the walls, the ceiling, the fan, anything that you can find. Like,
not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to be able to do that to be a good
even
drummer.
pipe.
But it's cool. Yeah, man. We're getting that straight. This is like a audition tape for Stomp. This guy's got good chops. He's got to be one of those street drummers in New York. Oh yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah, this isn't really like a how-to. This is just a dude kind of showing off in the subway, it looks like. It's a cool thing. What you're seeing here is like a solo version of everything that Stomp, or even like Blue Man Group's about. Yeah, man, you know this dude. You can tell just by the way he's playing. This guy's a good drummer. Yeah, he's got all the stick tricks down. Oh yeah, man, this guy can play. Yeah, that's cool. ExpertVillage, it's not all cringe. Next video. So the next video is how to play drums, how to play triplets on the drums.
I'm going to demonstrate a triplet now.
Ugh.
I'll start off on the snare.
That hair scheme says 20 years ago.
Up. Then I'll come back down and then I'll incorporate.
So we're going to play some triplets.
By the way, a triplet is, just as it implies, 3 hits.
3 notes.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm doing, my sticking is a right.
I really hope he's not going to put that space in between these triplets.
Right, left, right, right, left, right. Here we go.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Haven't said that since the Lars Ulrich video. Oh, that's not triplets. That's 1 E and. He's playing 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. Not unless he's going 1 la-lay, 2 la-lay, 3 la-lay, 4 la-lay, 1 la-lay, which I'm sure he's not. He's playing 1 E and, 2 E and. Yeah, okay, ExpertVillage, you come through. Oh man, of course this guy's got jorts on. No, he has jorts. Little pinky, get that pinky in there. I sometimes do that too. But what I don't do... Oh, that drum set sounds so whack. Okay, yeah, what I don't do is misrepresent triplets as 1-E-an, 2-E-an. That's just what I expected to get out of this episode. That's really bad. Ponytail man, you gotta work on your terminology. That's not correct. Next video. Okay, so the next video is basic drum beats for beginners, how to play a polka drum beat.
On behalf of ExpertVillage, I'm Pat Lewis.
Why does every old drum teacher look just like this guy?
Today I'm going to show you some basic drum rhythms.
Give it to us, baby.
One of the classic dances of all time, of course.
I know I'm old to a lot of you people, but this guy's old to me. It's so old man to have the hardware taken off and no bottom head on your toms. Nothing screams like 70s Moose Club musician than that.
Polka. People love to polka. I guess because everybody can get into it. It's also a 1, 2, 3 kind of a song.
People
but it's
love to polka.
A 2-beat feel, which can also be country. That is simply this. That's all there is to it.
There you go, kids. Beer barrel polka. You know what he's playing here? He's calling it the polka beat, and I think he's going to explain a little better too. It's just a double time beat. You know, when I'm introducing double time beats, I've got a page, and it says punk rock beats, and it has all the variations of the double time grooves, and it just has punk rock beats on there because I was being cheeky, because anything can be over a double time groove. You know. Country music, bluegrass, yeah, lots of musicals. That's another thing this guy looks like. This guy looks like every drummer that's playing at your local musical theater.
Polka, or you're doing a country song, either way. For instance, country song, On the Road Again.
I mean,
I just can't wait to get on.
I'm a fan of this guy. I mean, he's singing Willie Nelson. Sing Willie Nelson, I'm a fan. Yeah.
So either way, you have a 2-beat feel.
Yeah.
That can be used for your country songs, like On the Road, and a whole bunch of others, as well as any of the polka
And of course,
songs.
he's got his
Somebody
glasses on
polka,
the.
You know that beat's coming up.
cord around
That
his
2-beat.
neck.
The bass drum on 1, 2, 3, 4, and the offbeat on the snare and the hi-hat.
Yeah.
1, 2.
He's giving it to you. That's a jacked up black drum set. That looks like my old CD percussion.
Or a polka or any country song. On behalf of ExpertVillage, I'm Pat.
I mean, dude, compared to the first guy, that guy's John Bonham. Next video. So the next video is our hero of the day, and this video is called How to Play Conga Drums with Brushes.
Now we're going to take some jazz brushes and jazz it up.
Jazz it up, baby.
So that's our basic 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. 1 and... I
mean, obviously he's meaning to play in 7 there. He played 1, 2, 3, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1. And... Yeah, man, this guy knows what's up. Okay, so obviously this is fucking silly. Playing brushes on congas. Now, that actually rolls into something that's sort of serious. We can sometimes get into the habit of like, this is the tradition and we only do these things traditionally. I think when you're in the studio, you use whatever method it is to make a sound. There might become a time when you're in the studio and maybe the brushes on the conga works. You know, it's not traditional. It's definitely not conga playing, but it might be a sound that you're going for. You know, Ringo Starr was famous for putting towels on his drums. Don't get too tied up in this isn't traditional, we shouldn't do it this way, because like, especially in the recording studio, you're trying to get whatever sound, and whatever that sound is, you'll do whatever it takes to produce it. That's not what's going on here, but I'm trying to use this to at least get one decent drum lesson in this video.
The 2 and the 3 and the 4 and 1.
So like, oh boy's playing double traditional too. That's not good. That's not good.
1 and 2 and 1 and
drum
2
fill, baby.
And 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1.
His counting,
3,
that's
4,
just that has nothing to do with.
What we're doing is we're taking the one brush and just doing a circular motion.
This guy's painting.
And it gets that nice sound on there. We're doing hits with this one.
Yeah, you are. Oh man, So, like, ExpertVillage had no, like, editorial control over the content, obviously.
Again, if you're playing with a large band, unless your congas are mic'd, you're not going to really hear this.
Hey, you got the
guitars,
traditional way to say conga. I can easily roll my
arms. You can hear how loud the big one is.
Ooh, that big was loud. Oh man. Like, did this guy get paid? Did this dude get monetized? Man, I'm here killing myself trying to make good content.
To approach your congas.
If this dude got monetized and got paid for this, I'm gonna be so pissed off. You know, this is by watching this, I can now see why there's been a lot of commenters now that's asked to see me play. It's actually why I put up, I've got 3 different videos of me playing. There's a drum solo video. There's a, on the top 5 mistakes every drum teacher makes. There's some playing on there. My 1,000 sub video, there's some playing on there. I now know why they were asking that. All of you asking, I'm not going to show you. I'm trying to stay as anonymous as possible. There are hundreds of videos on YouTube of me playing with many bands over the years. I'm trying to stay as anonymous as a YouTuber can. If I ever get doxxed, I guess I'll probably just release it. But now I see why people wanted to see me play. People want to know, like, do you know what the hell you're talking about? I do, I swear. This guy has no idea. This is bad. He's now playing, like, sort of, kind of.
Again, if you want to get some nice pitches, hit in the middle. You're not going to get a bass tone out of these, but you'll get that nice hit. And then when you hit on the side, you can.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's using jazz brushes on the congas.
This guy has no 2 sticks that match, because those brushes don't match either. You don't have to have good gear to be able to play well. Oof. Okay, next video. Okay, so this next episode is called How to Make a Bass Drum Pillow. I'm almost for certain I'm going to get triggered by this.
How to make a bass drum pillow. So making
Why does every drum teacher look like that?
Simple, but there's some nuances that you're going to want to know to make it work right. So what we've got here is we've got our bass drum taken apart. I have a pillow, the head for the front of the bass drum, the hoop for the
yeah,
front of the bass
this
drum,
is going to make me go on a tirade
basic drum key.
of
So,
jacked up hillbilly
use this as a
bass drum muffling.
You'll need to know. Number 1 is that where you put it is the most important thing. You can use this type of
Yes, never do it unless you're in the studio.
Pillow. You can buy something called a bass drum pillow, but it's basically the same.
Yes, that thing is actually designed to hug the bass drum. Evans makes it. That's actually designed to set in the drum in a good way and still let your drum vibrate freely.
Same thing, and it's a lot more expensive.
I hate muffled drums and bass drums and pillows and bass drums.
The right place.
The right place.
So there's a few different ways we can do this. One way.
Look, here's the thing about getting drum tuning, and it's something that you have to really figure out, and you don't really get there until you actually do your first recording. When we start out just playing drums, you're going to tune your drums, and you're going to be like, hey, I want my drums to sound like the recordings that I listen to. Well, check it out. There's no way for you to do that. When you're listening to a recording, you're hearing hundreds of thousands of dollars of music gear, the microphones, the compression, the gates, the actual board itself. You're hearing hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment before you hear that sound. You're not going to get your drum sound in a room to sound like a recording. And whoever thought it was a good idea to stuff a pillow in the bass drum and killing all of the bouncing around of the sound waves into getting a good bass drum sound, I have no clue. Hate it. I hate bass drums with pillows in them unless you're in the studio and then you're trying to go for a sound. That's different.
Barely be touching the front head once we put it in. This is going to give you.
Yeah, you want to get, like, if you want to go this route, you can get that Evans. So like the EMAD pad or something. They make like it's a low profile video, low profile pillow.
on the
and it
front
doesn't just eat up all the room in
once you
there.
put it in.
Ugh.
The other alternative.
Look, I use the Aquarium Super Kick 1, and it has a felt strip around it, and I have the Fiber Skin 3 on the front with a felt strip there, and that's it. And I get one of the greatest bass drum sounds you can get. If this was a thing that was needed, music stores would sell straight up Walmart pillows to put them in your bass drum.
Is to have it this way, and this way you're really going to get the most muffling. As you can see, half of the batter head is being touched by the pillow, and that's really going to muffle it quite a bit.
I'm more offended by this video than any of them.
You can choose what sounds best. Right now we're going to have it like this, which is going to give us some muffling on the batter head and a little bit of muffling on the resonance head. And now we'll go ahead and put it back together. Now let's go ahead and put this back together. So first,
skip this. I want to see this dude put all this shit back together.
That back on. And then for the time being,
is he going to actually let us hear it?
Them a little bit more.
Ah, see, he's not going to let us hear it. That's why I don't trust it. Those are like Mapex M series. Those are fine drums. If you put on, any version of the Evans, pre-muffled heads, again, I preach the Aquarian Super Kick, and you have a decently pre-muffled head up front, you're going to get the big, ballsy, punchy bass drum sound that you want. That's the sound that you're going to get the best when it comes through a PA, and most of the time when you mic it up. Don't put pillows in your drums. Pillows go on your bed. Bad. Next video. Okay, so we've got a how to play a salsa drum beat. See what's up.
Let's take a brief look at the salsa.
Excellent hat.
This isn't for your chips.
You're wearing it like a
This is on
tool.
the drums. The salsa can be varied in many ways, but let's just look at a basic way to play the salsa.
Let's. Okay. I'm not up on a lot of my Latin beats on the names of all of them. I can play a bunch of them. I think that might be a salsa beat, something. But yeah, this guy can play. He can't wear a hat, though.
For you.
Speed it up. Let's see what it sounds like. Good.
Carrasca, which means shell or capsule.
Yes, I did know that. Speed it up. Everything sounds better when you're sped up.
And the rhythm is as follows. Typically on the bell of the ride.
This guy has at least good gear. Unnecessary tape on your toms. Just tune your toms well.
With the left hand, we're alternating between a cross stick on the snare.
Okay, so what the problem is with this is what he's playing. It seems like he's got enough coordination to play this thing, but he's not breaking it down. He's doing a very common problem with teaching. It's like, hey, just do this, and he's not giving you any of the counts of the rhythms. What notes fall on what beats. This is bad teaching.
And 2 hits on the tom.
Yeah, like that, just like 2 hits on the tom. 2 hits where? There's a lot of places you can put those 2 hits. Where do you mean? Yeah, that seems like a legit pattern. He actually said and of 2 there. Okay, so he knows what's up. This guy can play. This guy can play. He just can't convey the information. Just because you're a good musician doesn't mean that you're going to be a good teacher. Always think of like I kind of think that sometimes if you were just like this supernatural musician, it'd be very hard to be like a down and dirty teacher where you have to really get down to the nitty gritty of the real basic fundamental parts of it. I always talk about like Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan would be the crappiest coach ever, because he would just be like, hey man, just jump from the foul line and you know, jam the ball, bro. Like, do that. You know, not all of us can do that. I don't know. I'm not saying he's like that, but yeah, I've always thought that, like, if you were just like this amazing naturally gifted musician, it would be sometimes hard to convey the information that you have just because it just comes so easy to you. You probably haven't even thought about it. This guy has not thought like that. He just kind of like, oh, I'm playing this beat and you'll just be able to do it. But he didn't give us any information of where the notes go, except for the bass drum is on the and of 2. Next video. Okay, it looks like we have Goatee Ponytail Man again, and he's going to teach us about quads.
In this clip, I'm going to demonstrate quads. Quads are, I think that word's made up.
This guy looks like the drummer that would be in 6 Feet Under, which is in that plaque behind him.
I don't think it is. Anyway, a quad is 4.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to do quads, which is very popular in heavy metal. It's just a powerful...
I really complained about the sounds of his drums. Those are some old school Yamaha recording customs, and that's like an industry standard. But he's obviously got his stuff running through a whole bunch of shit. And there's some like really bad reverb on his drums. It sounds so 1980s.
You'll hear a lot of drummers at the end of the song go, well, that's a quad. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do quads.
Well, that's not a quad. That's a single stroke 4. It's actually a rudiment. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you know, it's half of a sextuplet. You're playing the first 3 notes of a sextuplet and you're ending on that and. So this isn't as misleading as the triplet thing is. I mean, call it a quad. There's 1,000 different ways to play 4 notes.
Quads, and I'll be able to actually incorporate it throughout the drum kit. So like I said again, it's a quad is 4 hits, and what I'm going to do on this first one is 2 hands hits and then 2 bass drum hits. So it's going to be something like this.
Man, how can you make Yamaha recorded custom sound that bad? Maybe he's doing it double bass. I can't really hear it.
You can also do just 4 hits on the hands, such as this.
See, this is still just half the information. It's a quad, whatever the hell that means. But it's a single stroke 4. It's a half of a sextuplet. And then you can use that as a jumping off point to show the different variations of the sextuplets. You know, you got your whole sextuplet, 1 and 2. And you got that, 1 and 2, and you got 1 and 2 and 3. Variations. This is very narrow in teaching of rhythm. And that goatee is terrible.
I really like doing between the last tom and the floor is a cool way to do some extra fast type stuff. So let's try that one.
Ugh. Nothing says meathead drummer more than fast top stuff. And again, like practicing licks like that, it makes you very paint by numbers. Like, I can imagine what this guy sounds like. He's a competent drummer. He's probably good, like in the sense of like he can operate his instrument well, but I can almost guarantee I know that his drum playing is filled with preconceived drum cliches. It's one of the things that turns me off about drummers is like cliches. Drums are very easy to play in a cliche manner, and this guy's probably full of them.
Quads are an awesome thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially in metal.
Awesome.
I know a lot of my metal brothers
In my
out there
metal brothers.
Quad quite often.
Quite
Have
often.
fun with it, man.
Yeah, bruh. That's not terrible. It's just I don't like teaching licks. Like, this is lick number 73, and this is lick number 32. I like to teach coordinations, and then you can come up with those licks a little more organically. Yeah, it's not bad. Just that goatee. Be gone. Next video. So this video is about traditional drum grip. I really hate teaching traditional. It's a pain. I play traditional.
On this one, the fulcrum actually changes.
Why does every drum teacher look like that?
Just with the left hand for me.
Ooh, he's got a wood hoop snare drum down there.
A good way to work on this is just grab the stick like this. It's a new motion. It's almost like turning a doorknob, similar to that, because it's a rotation.
This guy knows what's up. Everyone who teaches the traditional grip always says that same thing. It's about, you know, turning the doorknob. He's right. Yeah, this guy's good.
It's different than...
He has decent taste in shirts.
Bouncing the ball. It's completely different. It takes a long time to develop this technique.
It doesn't look like he's ever had to sleep on a couch.
I recommend it for beginners, but you know, if they really want to learn it, we get to it as soon as they like. Basically, the best way to start to learn to do this is just bounce the stick like this.
Yeah, this guy knows what's up.
And learn to control it.
It's exactly, it's the exact same exercise that I teach my kids.
And it feels comfortable.
That I was taught.
You know, from slow to moderately fast. Put these.
He's got his Aquarian Dijonette heads on there.
They just lay across there. Then we use this finger to help control the stick.
This guy's definitely tried to get laid by telling a girl that he's a jazz drummer for sure.
It'll stop the note.
Yeah.
Even dribble the stick at times.
Oh yeah, dribbling.
But the other hand stays basically the same as German. So now you have this. Notice with this, the fulcrum, the extension of my back three fingers falls on behind the fulcrum. This is the exact opposite. These fingers fall in front of the fulcrum.
Yeah, it's a decent explanation. Yeah. One of the things I wish it was kind of talking about is about how we use our middle finger as kind of like an arrow rest. And, you know, the fulcrum's here, and then this finger kind of is on the side as a stabilizer to keep the stick from going this way, and your ring finger is a stabilizer to go down, to keep the stick from going up and down. But this is good.
I kind of have to position
perfectly fine
to make that happen. Without
ExpertVillage, not everything is terrible.
Tension here, because that's why you have to come at it with this angle. It's not this. It's actually this.
Yeah. Everything he said there, I've said in drum lessons before.
And
now that's a little jacked. Ugh, okay, yeah, that's a little like when he was doing that routine. You want to keep that fulcrum there when you're playing. That's a little jacked up.
And that's the basic traditional grip.
Yeah, that's not enough time in a 2-minute video to really explain the intricacies of traditional grip. That this young man has done the best he can in the amount of time that he was given. That's not terrible. Next video! Okay, so this next video is what is a press drum roll? I downloaded this one because I hate having to teach a buzz roll. I think it's one of the hardest, most intricate things that we have to teach, and it's you know, I think teaching a double stroke roll is a lot easier because, like, hey, here, get 2 notes each time, and a buzz roll is about just manipulating the stick to get to a sound. So I want to see about what this guy does.
Hi, I'm Jason K for ExpertVillage.
Why does every drum teacher look like that?
In this segment, we're going to discuss the press roll, which is also known as the multiple bounce roll, also known as the buzz roll. In any case, it's a drum roll, clinical. And another name is called the closed roll. In a double stroke roll, which we did in the last segment.
Speaking of buzz.
It's called an open roll. It sounds open. You can hear all the
notes.
Watch
those pinkies.
Now, in a press roll, we literally press the drumstick into the drum head and get as many bounces as...
Man, seeing this dude's teaching studio, I'm so thankful to the 2 studios that I have. I'll teach in 2 different music stores, and I have really nice spaces to teach, and they're very comfortable. This just looks like a sad corner of the building that they've stuck this poor guy in.
You can, hence the title.
With all that egg
multiple
crate
bounce roll
on the walls. Yeah, a little bad
press
technique.
Roll is done often on the edge of the drum or the practice pad because that's where the head is tighter. It's a lot looser here than it is here.
That's not necessarily
so you
true.
Get more bounce.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that full sound
as well for you.
That's not the greatest right there, because playing a buzz roll is easier to get, you know, halfway through center all the way up to the top of the snare drum, but you're not going to get the volume either, and you're not going to get a full snare sound. You get almost a hollow sound when you buzz all the way at the top like that. That's not...
On a press roll, we tighten
try not
up
to be
right
too
here,
mean,
and we hold the stick pretty tight. Again, fingers off the stick.
Never say that.
But we want to tighten.
It's not... Don't... It's not take fingers off the stick. It's allow the stick to bounce within the fingers. Because as soon as you tell a student, take your fingers off the stick, they're going to do this. That's not the greatest way to explain that. What this is showing is everyone has trouble. A lot of people have trouble explaining a buzz roll.
Up here because you kind of need
that.
Yeah,
see that thing right there?
That's stick bouncing.
Oh, no.
So very important to squeeze.
This guy's doing it wrong. What he's doing is he's fanning his fingers out of the way to allow the stick to bounce back here, but you're not going to get any power when you do that. I always talk about tell my kids you make this cone, and then that allows that stick to bounce. But as soon as you're done with your bounce, then your fingers are right there to catch, to go back to singles. This is not a good explanation. This is where you would have to actually understand like what's going on. The first guy, our hero with the bad haircut, it's obvious that he's bad at what he's doing. This takes a little bit more insight.
He's a little tighter here than usual when you do this roll.
Yeah, it's not the best. In here, there's a lot of pulse in there, but I mean that's okay. That'll get it done. Yeah, it's not a good way to explain that. But again, I think the buzz roll is the hardest thing to teach. Next and final video. Okay, so our final video, we're obviously going to stick with the hero of the hour, and Homeboy is going to teach us how to use a paper tuner on a conga. And I'm almost for certain he's going to say kunga.
Now we're going to go over an untraditional technique, which I have
excellent Billie Holiday poster,
which is called paper muting.
And prerequisite stoner Bob Marley poster in the back.
And using thicker paper works better, but it gives a good tuning effect, especially if you're just playing one kunga and you want to get more sounds or varied sounds out of the instrument. You can take a thick piece of paper, and as you move it over it, you get different tones. So I can go.
Okay, so that first thing that he did was kind of cool, where he did the slide. You never want to do this, but that's an interesting thing that this poor guy's figured out. What was he on to have made that experiment to do that? We got to go back and watch how like the conga actually does change pitch when he does that.
You get different tones.
Well.
So say you only have one kunga and you want to get the...
Maybe this guy's a mad genius and we just don't know. Maybe he knows and we don't.
And you can use it as a muting too.
He's using it's a pizza menu. Oh man.
Which might be hard on a windy day. But still it gives you that same effect like you have tuned kungas. Or say you wanted three.
I knew he was going to say kungas. That's so silly. Dude, that's dumb. Like, if you want to mute the kunga, then you mute it with your hand, not with a menu. Ugh. I'm going to eventually have to release me playing in bands so people will, like, trust me when I say the shit that I say. Because I want people to think that I'm this guy, but I really don't want people to know who I am.
Just another thing to add to your bag of tricks.
Yes, a bag of tricks.
Now we're going to go...
Okay, so yeah, every once in a while I have to have a silly episode, and this was definitely silly. This went from the absurd to the not pretty good, not bad, to the like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, that's a thing that just happened, ExpertVillage drums. I'm going to be very pissed off if these dudes are like made more money than I have been on YouTube, because I know more about my art than that. That's pretty bad. So if y'all enjoyed all that, please remember to like, comment, and share. Give me a double tap on the subscription and the notification bell. And remember, in the link in the description, I do have a PayPal option if you'd like to donate to the cause. And remember, don't watch ExpertVillage for drum lessons. Go to your reputable drum teacher in your town and keep practicing until it's easy.